Yogis, welcome back to part 7. I am coming to you today with Wilson the cat. I'm sure you've seen him walking around a couple times in my video, so he says hello. We are going to get started today laying on our back in our reclined butterfly. So go ahead, come to a comfortable seated position and lower to your back. Soles of the feet come to touch. Knees are as wide as you would like them. Let your breathing come to normal. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Belly rise and belly fall. Today's class will be focused on opening up the hips. So I do recommend having some blocks nearby and maybe even a yoga blanket or towel, just to pad your yoga mat a little bit extra if you have sensitive knees. If you're practicing on carpet, that's also great. That should give you some extra padding. Breathe here. And on your next inhale, float the knees together, soles of the feet plant on the mat. Lift your shins up so they're parallel with the mat. Press your low back into the ground. Core is strong. Point your toes. Press your upper back into the mat as well. We're going to do some toe taps from here. So keep your left foot as it is. Start to lower your right toes towards the mat. Keep the knee bent. Just tap the toes to the mat ever so gently and bring it right back up. Changing sides. Left foot lowers, keep the knee bent. Right foot stays where it is. Tap the mat, bring it back up. Back to the right. Tap. Bring that knee back up. Left. Tap. Bring it back up. Right. Bring it back up. Inhale, lower the left foot. Exhale, bring it back up. Inhale, lower the right foot. Exhale, bring it back up. Inhale, lower the left foot. Bring it back up. Press your low back into the mat. Inhale, lower the right foot. Bring it back up. Last one. Inhale, lower left. Exhale, bring it back up. Straighten the legs back out on the mat. Like we're coming into Shavasana, but not yet. Bend the right knee. Catch a hold of the right shin 2 inches below the knee and pull the knee in towards the shoulder, clearing the rib cage. So this is wind removing pose. You might feel like, whoa, my hips are really tight here. Just go gently. Use your bicep strength to pull the knee in though. So it is a tight pull. You should feel a pinching sensation in your hip flexor, but not too much. Flex the left foot to keep the left calf muscle on the ground. Pull it one more time. Release the right leg. Left foot comes up. Catch a hold of the left shin 2 inches below the knee. Tight interlock grip with the fingers. Pull the knee towards the shoulder, avoiding the rib cage. Use your bicep strength to pull it in. Flexing into the right foot if you need to keep the right calf muscle on the ground. Feel a pinching sensation in your left hip flexor. Pull it a little bit harder at the end. And release both legs down. Arms up over the head and just sit up and touch your toes, fold. Cross at the shins. Roll forward on the knees for your tabletop pose. We'll be coming into cat and cow from here. So inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, curl tailbone up. Exhale. Exhale, round, press into the palms, pull your belly button in. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, round, pull your belly button in. Move here at your own pace. No rushing. In cat and cow, move with your own breath. And like I said, have your blocks close by. If you haven't taken a chance to get them, feel free to pause the video. If you don't have blocks, you can use maybe some sturdy books. Anything that kind of simulates that shape. And that can bear a little bit of weight. You can also grab a folded up beach towel or blanket, because we'll be slipping the blocks underneath the hips at some points. But again, if you're super flexy, you have very open hips, you may not require any blocks. Let's go ahead and meet in our neutral tabletop pose. So not in cat, not in cow, just right in the center. We're going to kick our right heel up towards the ceiling. Foot is flexed. So we took this pose in our last class. If you're following along with the series, left hand's going to reach back for the outside edge of that right foot. Kick the foot and hand into each other. A natural human slingshot here, but we're not going to release it. We're just gearing up to slingshot it, but we're not actually going to slingshot anything, if that makes sense. So imagine like a bow and arrow. We're pulling back on the bow, but we never release it. Kick a little bit harder, open those shoulders, and release. Changing sides. Left heel kicks up towards the ceiling, foot is flexed. Right hand reaches back for the outside edge of that left foot. Foot kicks into hand. Open up your chest. Breathe into it. And release. We're going to step our right foot in between the hands from our tabletop pose. So go ahead, step it through for a low lunge. Scrub your right knee or your left knee back a little bit, just to deepen that hip stretch. Grab your blocks if you need to stabilize to either sides of the hips and lift yourself up. Low lunge. Hips push forward and down here. So we're feeling a stretch in the front side of the left quadricep. Think about squaring off the hips and find that same pinching sensation we found laying on our back here in your low lunge. Breathe into the hips, making sure nothing's too intense that you can't breathe. I'll be saying that a lot throughout class today. We don't want to shock our body in hip openers because that will allow our body to tighten up, which is the opposite effect that we want to happen. One more breath. Go ahead, frame the right foot. Just step it back, tabletop. And our left foot can come forward this time, low lunge. Scrub the right knee back a little bit if needed. Have your blocks by your hips, or just rise up one handprint at a time. Hips push forward and down. Look for that sensation in the front side of the right quadricep and the pinching sensation in the left hip flexor. Spine is straight position. Pull your low belly in and up. Wilson might be coming back to visit. Let me know if you have any pets. Wilson is my only pet, but he is just such a joy in my life. So comment, let me know your pet's name. If you have a cat, dog, bunny, maybe you have an amphibian. I don't know. Wilson's my one and only pet though. Go ahead, frame your left foot. Step back, tabletop. Press back into a tuck toe child's pose Arms pressed nice and strong, elbows locked, and just unfold into your down dog. We'll get into our sun salutations and build a little bit of heat. Hips lift up and back, belly button pulls in. Look forward, right foot steps in between the hands, low lunge. Left foot meets it, hold. Reverse swan dive, palms touch above head, look up. Exhale, dive forward, hands plant. Right foot steps back, left foot meets it for your down dog. Ripple forward nice and slow through to your plank pose. And exhale, lower to the belly, nice and slow. Hands a little wide and forward of the shoulders. Press into your cobra pose. Pull your elbows back. Shine your chest forward. The glutes are strong to anchor your hips down. And exhale, release. Pushing back through knee plank or high plank. And back to down dog. Look forward. Left foot steps in between the palms. Low lunge, right foot meets it, fold, reverse your swan dive, palms touch above head, look up, exhale, dive forward, hands plant, left foot steps back, right foot meets it, downward facing dog, ripple forward nice and slow through to your plank pose, and exhale, lower to the belly. Hands wide and forward of our shoulders. Press into the palms. Cobra. Elbows pull back. Look up. Exhale, release. Coming back through either knee plank or high plank. And back to down dog. Right leg rises nice and high this time. Step your right foot through. Low lunge, left foot meets it, fold, reverse swan dive, palms touch above head, look up, exhale, dive forward, hands plant. Right foot steps back, left foot meets it, down dog. And let's take our full vinyasa this time. So plank, chaturanga, inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left leg rises nice and high. Step that left foot through. Low lunge. Right foot meets it at the top. Fold. Reverse your swan dive. Palms touch above head. Look up. Exhale, dive forward. Hands plant. Left foot steps back. Right foot meets it. Down dog. And vinyasa, plank, chaturanga, inhale, up dog, exhale, down dog. Right leg rises nice and high, step it through, low lunge. This time straighten the right leg, bend into the left knee, and spring forward, fold. Reverse your swan dive. Palms touch above head, look up. Exhale, dive forward, hands plant. Right foot steps back. Left foot meets it, down dog. And vinyasa of choice. We'll meet in down dog, home base. Left leg rises nice and high and steps through. Low lunge, straighten the left leg, bend into the right knee, and spring forward to the top of your mat for a fold. Reverse your swan dive, palms touch above head. Exhale, dive forward, hands plant. Left foot steps back, right foot meets it, down dog. And vinyasa, plank, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Catch your breath. Breathe through your nose and out through your nose. Right leg rises on your next inhale and step in between the palms. Coming into warrior two. Back foot parallel with the short edge of the mat. Windmill your arms up for your warrior two. Sit into the right glute. Arms at a T, gazing right over your right fingertips. Straighten the right leg. Reach forward towards the right front side of your mat. Right hand down, left arm up. Triangle pose. Look up. Pull your right hip back. Press your left hand and shoulder back to open up your chest a little bit more too. You can even push the air away from you behind you with your left hand and wrap your hand behind your back. This is called a half bind. There's also a full bind. So just take the half bind for today if you like. Yogi's choice. Otherwise, keep your arm up. We're going to take our left hand to left hip. We're coming into half moon. So have your block, if you like, about a foot in front of your right pinky toe. Hand plants a foot in front of your right pinky toe if you don't have a block. Come up on your left tippy toes. We're going to rise up onto a straight right leg. Left leg is straight behind us. Open up your chest for half moon pose. Your glutes are what supports you here. So your outer glutes should be nice and turned on. And both of your legs are contracted and strong. If this feels good, left arm can float up so both arms are in one straight line. We're going to come into a fold at the top of our mat. So left arm over ear, left foot meets right foot. Fold at the top of our mat. Release. Reverse swan dive, coming into our high mountain pose. Palms touch above head and hands come through heart center. We're going to take eagle pose. So open up your ears here. Reach your arms up over the sides of your head, palms facing each other. Our right arm's going to go underneath our left. Palms come to touch. So we're wrapping our forearms and our palms are touching. Sit back in your hips like you're sitting into chair pose. And our right leg's gonna come over our left. And find that same twist. So right ankle behind left calf muscle. Sit. If you can't wrap the hands or the feet, just go to your maximum. Eventually one day you'll get there. Everybody's anatomy and body is different. This was easy for me to immediately get the wrap. I know some people who they just have not gotten it yet, and that's just all about anatomy, our bone structure. So just go to your maximum and you get the full benefit. Sit a little bit lower into your eagle pose. Weight is in the heel. Go ahead, release the wrap of the legs and the wrap of the arms. Arms reach up overhead. Hands come to prayer. Shift the weight into the left foot. Coming into tree pose. So we've done this before. Any variation you like, either foot on the calf or bring it up to the thigh. Foot and thigh push into one another to stabilize. Focus on something that's not moving. If you're feeling good here, maybe have your branches blowing in the wind. Add a little dynamic element to your tree pose. It's a little tricky for me. Hands back to heart center. Float your foot off of your left leg and step it right back. Low lunge. Hands frame left foot. Down dog. And Vinyasa plank. Chaturanga. Inhale up dog. Exhale down dog. We'll go ahead and repeat that on the left side. Left leg rises and steps through. Low lunge. Back foot parallel with the short edge of the mat. Coming into warrior two. Arms at a T. Check the alignment. Make sure your knee's not going over your ankle. And you're sitting as low as you can into your left glute. And breathe. From here, we're going to straighten our left leg. Fingertips reach towards the front of our mat for a triangle pose. Left arm down, right arm up. Pull your left hip back and look up. Press your right hand back to open up the chest and shoulder, or you can flip the palm backwards, press the air away from you, and wrap that arm and hand behind your back for a half bind. Maybe the hand can catch a hold of the left thigh. Wherever you are, breathe into it, opening up the body. Right hand on the right hip, left knee bends. Have that block about a foot in front of your left pinky toe, and we're going to rise up into our half moon like we did before. Open up the body. Left outer glute and right outer glute support you here. If you're stable here, right arm can float up, both arms in one line. This is a tricky pose, so no worries. Being kind to yourself no matter where you're at here. Right arm over your ear, right foot meets the left. Fold at the top of our mat. Reverse swan dive. Palms touch above head, look up, and hands come through heart center. Eagle pose on the second side. We're going to wrap our left arm underneath our right and left leg over the right. So twist like ropes here. Try to get hands, palms together, and try to get your foot behind your calf muscle. Body weight's in the heel of the supporting leg. Lean your upper body back. Sit a little bit lower. There's two variations for the arms. You can either pull the fingertips below the nose, or you can lift them up. Yogi's choice here. I practice both variations. My default is to pull them below my nose, but it looks so pretty when you pull them up. Go ahead, release the eagle wrap of the legs and the arms. Reach the palms up and back through heart center. Body weight into the right foot. Left heel comes up for tree pose. Wherever you like. Find your balance. Maybe going a little bit higher. If you haven't come up to the inner thigh, try it. If you fall out, just get right back in. Hands to heart center for stability. Or play with some tree branches. Maybe bring your arms straight up and lift up out of your waist if you like. foot and thigh are pushing into one another to stabilize. So if you're like, my foot's slipping, it's because you're not pushing your foot and your thigh into one another. That will help you to keep the balance. Release the left leg off the right. Send the left foot back. Low lunge. Step back, down dog. And Vinyasa, plank, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. We'll take that one more time. Right leg rises and steps through. Warrior two. Back foot parallel with the short edge of the mat. Come on up. Straighten the right leg. Reach forward, triangle pose. Gaze up. Left hand to left hip. Right hand plants a foot in front of the right pinky toe. Half moon pose. Find your balance. Float the other arm up if you like. 2 arms in one line. Left arm over the ear. Left foot meets the right. Fold. Reverse swan dive. Palms touch above head. And hands through heart center. Eagle pose. Right arm underneath the left. Right leg over the left. Body weight in the heel. Lean your upper body back. Twist like ropes. And release. Arms reach up and hands come through heart center. Body weight in the left leg. Right foot comes up to the left inner thigh. Tree pose. Float the right heel off the left. Bring it back. Low lunge. Down dog. And Vinyasa plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left leg rises and steps through. Warrior two, back foot parallel. Rise up. Straighten the left leg. Triangle pose. Left arm down, right arm up. Right hand to right hip. Left hand plants a foot in front of the left pinky toe. Half moon pose. Find your balance. We're not here very long. Maybe float your other arm up, 2 arms in one line. Right arm over your ear. Right foot meets the left. Fold. Reverse swan dive. Palms touch above head. Left arm under the right for the eagle wrap of the arms. Left leg over the right, eagle wrap of the legs. Twist nice and tight here. Really feel your legs and arms pressing into one another. Parallel your hips if you can. Sit a little bit lower. Release the eagle wraps, arms reach up above head, hands through heart center. Body weight in the right foot, left heel comes up. Tree pose. Find your balance. Float the left foot off the right thigh, send it back, low lunge, down dog, and Vinyasa plank, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And breathe in your down dog. Right leg rises and steps through for warrior one. Back foot at a 45-degree angle. Arms reach straight up. Have your blocks here. We're coming into pyramid pose. So blocks on either side of that right foot. We're going to straighten the right leg, square off the hips, and contract both legs nice and strong. With the flat back, start to fold forward as best as you can, hands on your hips, belly button pulls in. Think about you want to kiss your belly button to your right thigh. You can take your hands to blocks, any height, or maybe stay up on your tippy fingers, but let your head be heavy here. Fold into your pyramid. Just breathe. Maybe your forehead touches your right shin. This is an intense hamstring stretch. Come up, flat back, just frame the right foot and step back to down dog. We'll just change sides, skipping the vinyasa. The left leg rises nice and high and steps through. Warrior one, back foot at a 45-degree angle, arms reach straight up. Square off the hips, lift up out of the waist. Grab your blocks if you need them. Straighten the left leg, hands on your hips. Maybe bring your back foot in a little bit if you need. And fold forward, flat back. Think about kissing your belly button to your left thigh. I definitely need blocks on my left side. It's way tighter than my right. And it didn't always used to be that way. Something changed. Fold into it. Feel your left thigh nice and strong, right thigh nice and strong. That will really help you get deeper into your muscle than just stretching without contracting it. When we stretch deep without contracting our muscles in poses like this, we can risk injury. So I really want you to keep your legs nice and strong as we fold here. Even if that means you don't go quite as deep, you're getting a lot more benefit here and you're protecting yourself. You can release the blocks, bend into the left knee, step back, down dog. Let's take a vinyasa plank, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. We're going to come to our hands and knees like we did earlier and coming into that low lunge. So right foot's going to step in between. Scrub your left knee back here. Have your blocks. We're going to take a half split. So straighten your right leg and now scrub your right heel forward. Pull your glute back to get both hips in one line. Back should be flat here. So if you're rounding, we do want a flat back here. That will actually help you stretch more into your right hamstring, and your right foot is flexed as much as possible. Quadricep is engaged. So this is why I do recommend having blocks, especially for a class like this. When it comes to hip and hamstring opening, this really helps you to be more comfortable in some of these intense poses. Pull your low belly in and up. Breathe into your hamstrings. It helps to think of these stretches as like a sweet sensation, but it's not too much where we can't breathe. So you should definitely be feeling a sweet, sweet stretch deep into your hamstrings, but nothing too much. Again, we don't want to panic the body. Go ahead, release, just come back to tabletop pose and we'll change sides. Left foot steps through for the low lunge like we did earlier. Scrub your right knee back, straighten your left leg, and then scrub your left heel forward. Half splits on the left. Think about squaring off your hips here. Keep your back flat for this half split variation. Again, I have included links to blocks, but you can usually get yoga blocks pretty reasonable on Amazon. It's where I get all of mine. They're just foam, they're not cork. So if you do want your weight to support, or your blocks to support more weight, I would recommend getting cork blocks. But if you're just using them under your hands, you're not using them for arm balances, cork is fine. You really don't need, or foam is fine. You don't really need the cork. The cork ones are really nice. So it depends on what you want to invest. I've had these foam yoga blocks for like 5 years and they've been fine. Pull your left hip back. Shine your chest forward. Bend back into your left knee. Move the blocks out of the way. We'll meet back in down dog. And we can take a vinyasa plank, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Look forward, just baby step your way up to the top of the mat. Find a nice seat forward fold. Sit back into your hips. Hands come to prayer. Shine your chest forward. Sit your hips back nice and deep. Left elbow hooks to right knee. Twist. Pull your belly in and up. Press your elbow into your knee. Try to get your hands towards your heart center. Release, just fold forward. Hips sit back, chair pose, hands come to prayer. Bring your chest forward, hips come back a little bit more. Right elbow to left knee. Press the elbow into the knee, twist your chest open. Try to get your hands towards your heart center. Pull your belly in and up. And release. Fold. Just step back to down dog. We're going to come into the lizard pose. So this is a new pose for us in the beginner series. I think we haven't taken this yet. So right foot's going to step to the outer edge of the right hand. Left knee lowers. Have your blocks for your hands. This is a deep hip opener. From here, we're going to roll to the outer edge of our right foot. It's like we're opening our foot like a book. You can press into your knee to open it a little bit more. Try to keep a flat back here. For today, if you're like, hey, I've taken lizard before, I'm really comfortable here, you can lower onto your forearms. So connect with your body and where you're at in this pose. Hip openers can really trigger fight or flight for a lot of people. Fight or flight. I think I said flight or flight. So do what's best for you. Hip openers used to really freak me out. I couldn't breathe. I hated them. And I never wanted to do them. Now, 9 years later, I love them. So it takes time. So be gentle with yourself. Go to your fullest expression if you like. But not anywhere, not like a 10. So if we're thinking about a scale of 1 to 10, you might want to be at like a 7 or 8 in this pose. Not your full 10 out of 10. And close your eyes to relax. Let that hip open up. Rise up. Keep the blocks nearby. We're going to come into pigeon pose from here. So pulling at your hands. Tuck your left toes under and just bring your right knee behind your right wrist for pigeon. Lower your left leg behind you. Either stay up onto the palms or lower to the forearms or blocks. Whatever your body allows. We'll be here for about 10 breaths, so get comfortable. You can slip your yoga blanket under your hip if you like. So if you have a pillow, blanket, anything, just to slip there to give you a little more stability and get comfortable here. Definitely take that time. Again, you can always pause the video. That's the great thing about practicing online is this isn't live, right? You can do what you need. You can take a bathroom break, anything. So get comfortable. That's really, really important in these deep hip openers. Go ahead, rise up. We're going to come right back to down dog. Let's come out of our pigeon with some grace. So plant the hands, tuck the left toes under, and lift the right shin up and back to down dog. Changing sides. Left foot steps to the outer edge of the left hand, right knee lowers. Lizard pose. Again, using your blocks if you like them. Staying up high so the back is flat, or lowering. Make sure you roll to the outer edge of your left foot, so we're opening that foot like a book, like a door hinge. And breathe. We'll be here for about 10 breaths. Close your eyes and get comfortable. Rise up out of your lizard, coming into pigeon. Plant your palms, tuck your right toes under, just bring your left knee behind your left wrist. Right leg lowers. Square out the hips, using a block if you need. They're lowering to the forearms or maybe all the way down to your forehead, or staying up high. 10 breaths right here. Rise up. We'll meet in down dog. Let's come out of this pigeon properly. Press into the palms. Tuck the right toes under. Lift the left shin in towards your core. And back to down dog. Let all that blood come back to those hips. They should feel nice and open. We're going to lower to our knees here. We're going to come into a wide leg forward fold. So I'm going to face you so you can see what's going on. And make sure you have some space behind you. We're going to lower back here and take this into a quad stretch. Legs are as wide as possible. Sit your glutes down. If you can't stay up straight here, sit up on a block, a pillow, or a blanket. From here, we're going to bend the right foot back towards the glute. So like we do in hero's pose. So this is technically another version of half splits. So there's middle splits and front splits. We're gonna walk back here. So coming onto our elbows, or maybe all the way down onto our head. So however you wanna get there, meet me there. If you're down on your head, arms can reach up overhead, grab opposite elbows, and breathe. Really deep quad stretch. I love this one. Release, come out the same way you went in. Meeting back in that wide leg fold. Gonna face the right way on my mat now. Changing sides, so left heel towards left glute, half splits. And we can lower one elbow at a time onto our backs. Or you can stay up on your elbows or maybe just stay here. Going to your maximum, you get the full benefit. So don't take your body into a place it's not ready to go yet. Making sure your knee stays on the ground here in this pose. Breathe. Just a few breaths. Go ahead, rise up. Bring your legs right out in front of you. Reach your arms up and fold, catching a hold of whatever is accessible for you. If folding like this is really easy for you, option to take a block in front of your feet and get a little bit extra length. Pull your belly button in. Think about bringing your chest forward. Breathe. Classes like this are so important. They're less focused on strength and definitely more focused on opening up the body. But I actually really like classes like this over strengthening now. I just think they feel so good and they make me feel good. And this is really more of like the healing aspect of yoga. So strengthening is definitely important for preventing injury, but also is stretching. So got to kind of get that even balance. So try to do a class like this maybe a couple times a month if you're really into strengthening, or if you're more into stretching like I am, you know, maybe you do this a couple times a week. So it's all choice and what feels good for our bodies. Go ahead, release. We're going to lower towards our back and we're going to attempt our first wheel pose today. So you might not get into wheel if you're a beginner. Just try out the arms and just get kind of comfortable exploring that shape. So bend your knees and lower to your back. Nice and slow. Once you're there, you can lift your hips up for bridge pose. Let's all take a bridge pose together first. So hips lift up. Heels is as close to the body as you can. Feel your heels pulling in towards your shoulders to really fire up the hamstrings, the glutes, and the backs of the legs. Lift up a little bit higher. You can come onto one shoulder and then the other if you'd like to get a little extra height. So if you're like, hey, I know I'm for sure not ready for wheel, stay in bridge and work on building up that strength. That's really the foundation for wheel. If you want to try your wheel, you can just try the hands first and get used to that position. So fingertips are going to face our feet, so kind of facing our shoulders. Our hands are in close, kind of right by our shoulders. Spread your fingertips nice and wide. Our elbows are facing perfectly straight up like grasshopper legs. Same thing, lift your hips up just like you're coming into bridge pose. Walk your heels in a little bit closer and think about you want to keep, hips width distance between your feet, knees, and hips, obviously, the whole time. Press into the palms and we're just going to lift up onto the top of our head first. So go ahead, Press into the palms, press into the feet, fire it up, and come onto just the top of your head. If you can balance there, press into your arms and lift up into your wheel pose. Squeeze your knees back in. Bring your chest forward through your arms. A really wonderful back bend. Hold it here. And release. Come down. Take your feet as wide as your mat and just windshield wiper the knees so bridges release. It's an easy way to release the back. And we'll take this into a twist with a hip stretch. So come into a figure 4 shape with the legs. So cross your left ankle on top of your right thigh. Lift your right leg off the ground. So your right shin is parallel to the mat. Arms at a T. And drop the feet over to the right so the left foot kind of stamps down. Gaze can go towards the left. And breathe. Float back up to center. Left heel comes to the mat. Right ankle towards the upper left thigh, or I should say lower left thigh, so by the left knee. Arms at a T. Lift the left leg off the ground, shin parallel to the mat, and stamp your right foot down to the left. So I feel absolutely no hip opening on my left side when we do this. But on my right hip, this is so intense for me. It's so crazy how different sides are. Gaze towards the right. Don't forget to let me know your pet's name. Wilson has snuggled up in his cat tree and is leaving me alone now, so I would love to know your pet's name. If you don't have me on Instagram, add me. Maybe tag me in a photo of your pet. I don't know if I have many pictures of Wilson on my Instagram, but he's definitely Instagram worthy. Come back up towards center. Straighten the legs in front of you for Shavasana, your corpse pose. Arms in close to the body, heels in close. Close your eyes. I will recommend staying here for 10 minutes today, especially if you're not used to this type of class. This is a lot for your body to absorb, and Shavasana will help you receive all of those benefits. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for practicing with me today, yogis. I will leave the music playing for a little bit longer so you can totally just be in that vibe and relax. And of course, I will see you back soon. Take care till next time.